What's going on, guys? My name is Jason and you're watching Scent Shoots and Shoes. First and foremost, happy 2023. Glad to have you guys. I'm so looking forward to this year, and one of the things I actually wanted to cover on this video is my wish list for 2023. That means I'm going to be going over a couple of things that I'm looking forward to in 2023, and these are things that I'm hoping are going to come to pass. So with that being said, let's get into my top 10 2023 wish list. Really looking forward to this year, guys. Hope you are too. Stick around after the intro. You already know what it is. It's Scent Shoots and Shoes. And I do have a ranking system for each of my separate entries in this wish list. Basically, I have 3 different rankings from yes, it's definitely going to happen, to it's possible, to more than likely it's not, but we can wish, right? So I'll be telling you what the ranking is on each entry in this wish list. So first on my 2023 wish list is a new Azzaro fragrance. Yeah, I love Azzaro. I think it's an awesome house. Has some really affordable, really nice fragrances that have been released throughout the years. Some of my favorites from Azzaro are Chrome. Love the whole Chrome line. I have Chrome Intense. I have Chrome Extreme. I have the original Chrome. I have Chrome Aqua. I haven't got Chrome Pure, but I heard that one's really great. I love the Wanted line. Maybe the first Wanted is good, it's not the best though, but then Wanted by Night I love. Most Wanted Parfum, all of those are really good. And even the original Azzaro Pour Homme line. I love the original Azzaro Pour Homme, the Sensual Blends line, Azzaro Elixir, Azzaro Intense, all banger fragrances. I love Azzaro. And because I love that house, I really want to see just a whole new line from Azzaro, just to see how they can kick it up. Yeah, Azzaro has been releasing some fragrances, but it's mainly been under the Wanted line. Of course, you go where your bread is buttered, and they mainly have been doing that with the Azzaro Wanted line. The Azzaro Wanted line is very popular, retail and discounters. The good thing about Azzaro fragrances that I like is that if you do tend to get them at discounters, they're usually very, very affordable, usually somewhere hovering around the $30 to $40 range. Haven't seen too many of the most wanted fragrances at discounters. Those are actually been selling pretty good at retail. So again, that's why they're sticking with that line. Not a whole lot coming out. They released Chrome Eau de Parfum, which I haven't smelled, but apparently that one's really good as well. But again, I just want a whole new line. I love Azzaro. I think their fragrances are awesome, and I really hope that they go ahead and put out something new this year. And as far as a new Azzaro fragrance is concerned, that we're going to go ahead and file that one under possible. Are they more than likely going to put out another flanker of the Wanted line? More than likely, yeah. Hopefully. I mean, the Wanted line is good. I wouldn't mind another flanker. But it's quite possible that they may put out something new. Who knows? We'll see. Hopefully, that one's kind of maybe up in the air. Number 2 on my fragrance wish list of 2023 is a new Sauvage flanker. Yeah, you know what? Hey, I'm a fan of Sauvage. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I will die on that hill. Sauvage is great. I don't care how many people wear it. A good fragrance is a good fragrance. A lot of people will discount a fragrance just because it's super popular. Oh, too many people wear Sauvage. It's so plain. I don't care. It's nice. It smells great. It'll get you compliments. It's an awesome fragrance. The EDT, the EDP, the Parfum, I like all of them. And of course, the Elixir. The Sauvage Elixir is a banger. If you have not smelled Sauvage Elixir, please make sure you do. It is a very, very, very good fragrance. Super beast mode, powerhouse performance, all that, smells great. Sauvage Elixir, one of the best releases that have happened recently that I can think of. Anyway, so with that being said, I do want a new Sauvage flanker. Maybe a Sauvage Elixir Intense, or maybe Sauvage Elixir Extreme or something. But maybe even like more of a fresh Sauvage. That'd be a Sauvage Eau Très Fraîche or something like that. That seems, or Sauvage Cologne. That would be something I think that a lot of people would be interested in. Sauvage is popular for a reason. It's good. Let's just put it out there. It's a good fragrance. And yeah, I think a new flanker from Sauvage would be awesome, especially with the reception that Sauvage Elixir has had since its release. I really hope Dior puts out a really good Sauvage flanker this year, and we can get something that a lot of people are going to love again. So number 3 on my fragrance wish list for 2023 is I actually like the trend of niche flankers, and I want that trend to keep going into 2023. So when it comes to niche fragrances, a lot of companies, they don't actually put out flankers, even if they do have a wildly popular fragrance that just happens to blow up. Niche companies or niche brands, a lot of times they'll just, keep putting out different fragrances because that's kind of what they're known for. They're niche. They want to try a lot of different things. They don't really try like the rest of their laurels and put out flankers of maybe an already popular fragrance. But that has recently changed. With niche brands, recently there actually has been a new trend of them putting out flankers to some of their more popular fragrances. Like Creed. Creed has actually put out a couple of flankers. So obviously we have Aventus, the king of niche fragrances that everybody knows of. They actually put out a Aventus cologne. And when Viking came out, one of their other hugely popular fragrances, they came out with Viking cologne. And just side note, actually I love both of those flankers. I think they're really good. Obviously Aventus is awesome. Viking is awesome. A lot of people didn't like Viking cologne, but I liked it. So hopefully they continue that trend. And with Mancera, Cedrat Boisé, one of their most popular fragrances, they released Cedrat Boisé Intense. Apparently the Intense flanker is really good, and I'll definitely want to try that as well. And with Parfums de Marly, they actually have some flankers to some of their most popular fragrances. So there's Leighton Exclusive and Pegasus Exclusive. Both of them have that exclusive branding, which actually gives each fragrance more of an animalic touch that is really, really good. I just want this trend to keep going. I think there's a lot of really, really good niche fragrances out there that can be built off of. Amouage, awesome fragrances they have there. Actually, Amouage, now I'm thinking about it, Amouage actually did do a flanker to Interlude. They actually have the Interlude Black Iris, and actually they put out a new one, which is an extrait de parfum concentration called Interlude 53. That's actually getting a lot of hype. That was like $500 though for retail, so I don't know when I'm gonna get my nose on that one. But again, I hope that the trend of niche flankers just continues. I think it's a really awesome idea. Now, I don't want it to be every single niche brand, just all they do is putting out flankers now. I think that would just be silly. Might as well just start getting designer at that point. But I think the idea of niche brands building off some of their most popular fragrances and just giving us another take on it is something that I would really want to continue and look forward to. And hopefully the flankers that are out are actually some that people are gravitating towards, so these niche brands can take a note and say, hey, let's continue doing this. As far as the trend of niche flankers goes, we're going to rank that amongst very, very possible, highly possible. More than likely it's going to happen. I'm not sure who's going to put out what this year, but I actually think that's something that the niche brands are going to actually continue doing. So first on my wish list for 2023, what I want to see as far as gaming is concerned is more remakes. And I'm probably in the minority here when I say this, because a lot of people are constantly touting for new IPs, new ideas. These gaming development companies, Hollywood, nobody has any new ideas anymore. Yeah, I mean, I am definitely in that camp as well, but I actually like remakes. I like taking something, an IP or a franchise or something that I grew up with and modernizing it, taking it to another level, giving it a graphical overhaul, maybe even putting some whole new facets into the game itself that I can be looking forward to in a new remake. And this year already, we already know that there's 2 huge remakes that I've been looking forward to. That's the Dead Space remake and the Resident Evil 4 remake. Both of those are, I mean, you could have sold me that for whatever you wanted me to pay for it, and I would have bought it. I love both of those franchises. I love survival horror, period. Both of those are survival horror icons, and the fact that they're remaking those and modernizing them, I couldn't ask for more. And I mean, when it comes to remakes, I think that remakes are really a good thing. Obviously, I don't think everything deserves a remake. And actually, I'll say this. I'm really looking forward to the Resident Evil remake and the Dead Space remake, but I actually kind of think it was too soon for both of those remakes. I think Dead Space still holds up. I think Resident Evil 4 still holds up. I think there are some other games maybe within those franchises, or maybe not even just those franchises. I think there's definitely other games from years past that definitely would have done better with the remake. I think Resident Evil Code Veronica would have been a really, really awesome remake. I love that game, and I think that was a really good entry into the Resident Evil a franchise that kind of actually gets looked over from time to time. A remake of that would have been awesome to me. And actually, Dead Space, again, I think it still holds up. Dead Space 2 is one of my favorite survival horror games. I actually would have rather seen that one be remade than the original Dead Space. But either way, both Dead Space 1 and Dead Space 2 still hold up. So again, I think it is too soon for some of these remakes to be happening. But again, I'm not mad at it. I'm glad that they're modernizing some of the classes that I love from years past. And where are we going to rank more remakes under? Like I already said, we already know they're happening. We're going to rank that under, of course. Yes, it's definitely happening. We already know it's happening. I just want to see more of them happen, and hopefully that trend keeps going. Next on my gaming wish list for 2023 is continued Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2.0 fixes. Modern Warfare 2, I'll be honest, I like the game, but I honestly do believe that the version that was released on release day was still a beta version. And the beta that we got, that was an alpha. This thing was broken from the start. There's been so many issues with the user interface, so many issues with aiming and the guns. They've had to put out so many fixes since the game just started. And there's still stuff that's wrong with it. Matchmaking is screwed up. Again, like I said, the user interface is screwed up. There's so many things that I'm constantly still seeing to this day that's screwed up, and so many weapons that are broken, so many. There's just a lot, and I get it. Don't get me wrong. I know that there's a lot that goes into game development. Gamers are getting to the point to where we are tired of broken games being released. We want a full game. When we pay $60, $70 for a new game, we want that game to work on opening day. And I understand a lot of it is corporate stuff. A lot of the publishers, they need to push out these games. They need to have more and more and more and more. But again, with that, there has to be more testing done to put out a really good final product. And if you're like me, you're just tired of seeing these half games that come out, and then you gotta wait months and months and months down the line for them to be fixed. And I think a lot of things that people are focusing on now, of course, is the next season. That next season is going to be dropping at the beginning of February, and of course, with that, it's going to come a whole new problem. So yeah, it's going to be something that's going to be continuing and ongoing. So hopefully they kind of get that under wraps. And as far as the Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2 fixes, that is something that's definitely going to happen. Yes, we're going to definitely continue to see that, because of course there's definitely going to continue to be stuff that's going to be broken within these games. And again, like I said, with the season 2 coming out, there's going to be more stuff to fix. It is what it is. And last in my gaming wish list for 2023, Elden Ring DLC. How has this game been out for a whole year and we do not have DLC yet? I'll say this. If there isn't DLC that comes out in 2023, you're probably going to have a riot on your hand from Souls veterans and Souls-like fans. There has to be Elden Ring DLC. Thank you for the Coliseum expansion. That was awesome. And of course, there's been buffs and nerfs from so many different weapons and spells, and we definitely appreciate that. It's actually made a lot more builds viable. It's actually killed some of my builds I've actually already had, but I'm actually having fun trying out some of these other builds because of the nerfs, because of the buffs they put to a lot of the Ashes of War and spells. So that's pretty awesome. But of course, again, that's not DLC. That's just fixing certain things from the game, making it more enjoyable for some, maybe even making it less enjoyable for some. But again, making certain things more viable, taking away from certain things. Because we know the meta was Rivers of Blood. Thank God that got nerfed, but it's still a pain in the ass. I love it, but it's a pain in the ass. So apparently last year, there was a leak that happened regarding some Elden Ring DLC. Now, apparently it's still just a rumor. Nothing has been confirmed. But there was an apparent leak, again, quote unquote, that happened regarding Elden Ring DLC that was titled Barbarians of the Badlands. But I believe from what I've heard, that's actually been debunked so far. So we have no idea what the new Elden Ring DLC is going to be or what it's going to look like. I just know we need to have it. Give us some Elden Ring DLC now from software, please. We are begging you. We have been thirsty for it. Those of us in the Souls community, we need that Elden Ring DLC, boy. Y'all got any more of that Elden Ring DLC? But definitely, we're going to definitely rank that under, yes, it's going to happen. It has better happen this year. I'm saying we need it to happen this year. Obviously, more sooner than later. There's been no talks of any type of leaks as far as like any type of confirmed leaks, I'll say. But I'm pretty sure it's going to happen this year as far as the Elden Ring DLC being released. And we just kind of got to play the waiting game at this point. Alright, so first on my wish list for 2023 with sneakers, I want some more Travis Scott collabs with some different models. The Travis Scott ones, everybody loves the lows and the highs. Actually, any type of Travis Scott collab people love. They have the ones, again, the lows and the highs. And they actually put out the Air Max last year. Those are really dope. And the Air Trainer ones. Those were all really good collabs. There's also the Cactus Jack 4s, which they've actually collaborated on, which I kind of just forgot about. It just remembered. But yeah, so he has had some models, a few different models, but I would definitely like to see maybe some other models, maybe some signature shoes, like I said, maybe some Travis Scott LeBrons, and maybe some Travis Scott KDs. Heck, I mean, Nike even owns Converse now, so maybe some Travis Scott Chucks. I just think that would be something that would be really dope to see. Again, I like the Travis Scott models. I think they're really dope, and I mean, they're hard as hell to get, of course, but I would just like to see what they can do as far as maybe a collaboration on some new models. I'll rank that under, it might happen. I think Nike's kind of used to sticking with what they know, so they'll probably just continue. If there are any other new Travis Scott collabs that are coming out this year, they'll probably just stick with the regular ones. But again, it might happen to see some new ones. I haven't seen anything on the horizon, but we'll follow it under maybe. And next on my sneaker wish list for 2023, I would definitely love to see some more retro KDs, some retro Kobe's, and some retro LeBrons. LeBrons definitely have been seeing some retros, and I definitely do appreciate that, especially the 7. 7 LeBrons are definitely one of my favorite LeBrons of all time. But I would definitely love to see the 8s get retroed some more. The 9s have been retroed a little bit more, but I definitely love to see some more colorways with those. The LeBron 10s, definitely I'd love to see some retros of that happening. That was definitely one of my favorite models as well. And even the LeBron 6s, if they can do some retros and maybe put those back out, I definitely appreciate seeing those. As far as Kobe's go, Kobe 6s, we've already seen retro Kobe 6s. There have actually been some new shots of a reverse Grinch, which I think is really cool. If I have a picture, I'll go ahead and put it up right here. But I definitely want to see some more Kobe retros, some Kobe 8s, some Kobe 9s. I think Kobe 9 retros would be dope. The Kobe 9s, maybe if we cut those down a little bit, I think that would be a really, really dope casual shoe. So I would love to see that. Kobe 8s, I think were dope. Kobe 10s were dope. Just, more Kobe retros, please. And KDs have been some of the most underrated signature Nike shoes. I mean, a lot of people love them. A lot of people don't love them. I definitely love KDs. KD 4s, I think, are some of the dopest shoes. The KD All-Star 4s, super, super dope. So I would definitely love to see some more of those. The KD 5s, the KD 6s, I think those are really dope. Bring those back. KD 7s were actually pretty good too, with the Aunt Pearl colorways. All of those, bring them back. Definitely just want to see some more retros of those guys and bring those back out for those who were in the shoe game at that time. They would love to go ahead and recop some of those old colorways. So Nike, if you hear me, definitely bring those back out. We're gonna actually file that under possible. They actually just released those LeBron 7 FAMU joints, which were super, super dope. I wish I could have got a pair of those. But yeah, I think there's actually going to be some more retros coming out this year for LeBrons. And like I said, they've already shown shots of those reverse Grinch Kobe's. Now, as far as KDs, I doubt it. I don't know, but I honestly doubt it. But I'd love to see some retro KDs come back out. Again, those 4s, please, please, please bring those back out, Nike. Those were some of the dopest signatures. And next on my sneaker wish list for 2023, I wish that Puma would bring back the RSX3. I probably definitely in the minority for this, but I love the RSX3. I thought that was a super, super dope casual shoe. I love the dad shoe trend. I'm glad that it's actually, I can't believe that it's still going, but it actually is still going, and I'm glad about that. I think the RSX3 that Puma had released during that kind of like the height of that was one of the best casual dad shoes that were out there. It was kind of like a runner dad shoe with an awesome silhouette. silhouette. It wasn't too busy. It was busy enough to kind of have that dad shoe aesthetic, but it wasn't too busy. Some of the colorways they dropped were really awesome. Now, Puma does still have the RSX line. That's still a thing there. There's a lot of RSX shoes that are still out, but the RSX3 I think was the best part of that. And for whatever reason, they just kind of just up and dropped it. I don't know why. I think the RSX3 was the epitome of that line, and I really, really hope that Puma brings that back out. What are we gonna file that under? Yeah, it's probably not gonna happen. I think that's not really something that I think Puma's gonna look at and be like, yeah, we need to re-release the RSX3 because it was kind of like a shot in the pan. I really like that shoe personally, and I know a lot of people that actually rocked them, and I just think it was a really dope shoe. Why they gave it up, I do not know. The RSX line is still cracking, but the RSX3, they just don't really make those anymore. I haven't seen any new colorways. So please, Puma, if you see this, RSX3 be please. And last, but certainly not least, for my 2023 sneaker wish list, kill the knockoff sneaker game. Do you hear what I'm saying? I know you guys are tired of getting sued. Nike has been going crazy with the lawsuits, okay? Just some of the ones that we know of that have kind of been in the media as of recently. John Geiger, Omi, Cool Kai, Narcotic, and can you believe it? Bape. Yes, Bape is being sued by Nike right now. This is just something that was recently released. I never thought I would see that happen. Nigo actually changed streetwear. I think he had a really big impact and cultural impact on streetwear in and of itself. Changed a lot of the aesthetic of men's streetwear and fashion. And can you believe it? Again, Nike is suing Bape. Nike is dropping the hammer. Do you hear me? There's been so many, like I said, of those other guys that are being sued. And those are guys that are on the lower tier of the knockoff sneaker game. I'll say this, I'm definitely not pro-corporate. I think corporations do a lot of stuff that really makes the world make a turn for the worse, even though I do tend to give my money to a lot of corporations like Nike and such. I'm not pro-corporate, but you gotta understand, these guys are playing with fire, and they can't, and let's be honest, they can't call themselves designers. A lot of them do call themselves designers. They're honestly, okay, I'll say what it is. They are stealing a design from Nike. Now, does Nike steal? Yeah, they steal in the other way. They steal colorways, but it's still designs on their shoes. Nike has been known to steal plenty of colorways from a lot of different independent designers that they have for their shoes and customizers. I mean, they've done what they've done. They've taken a shoe and they put a certain colorway on it or certain materials, and Nike's like, look, no, we're not going to do this anymore. With Cool Kai and Omi with the lightning bolt, yeah, they said, no, we're not going to have that, because they took those Jordans. They sold a lot. Those are really popular within the sneaker community. And Narcotic, I think he had like a little butterfly on like some dunks that he made. Yeah, Nike was like, yeah, no. John Geiger, we're not going to talk about that dude. See, I think they did end up eventually settling, but that guy is known to steal some. He's known to be a culture vulture. He stole some stuff from not Nike, from other designers, which is the worst. You can't even steal from just Nike. You're stealing from other independent designers, some of their aesthetic. I mean, I'm like, why would you do that? Anyway, but the knockoff sneaker game, it is what it is. It's definitely a subsect of the sneaker game. But the fact that Nike is going at Bape at this point, I think just says, I think it really speaks volumes to the lengths that Nike is going to at this point to say, yeah, we no longer want you guys knocking off our product. And I can't get mad at them. I love Bape. I think Bape is awesome. I think some of the Cool Kai sneakers were awesome. And some of the colorways that they put out, but let's be honest, they're not designers. Again, they're not designers. They took something that was already designed, that's been designed for years and years and years, and they put a different check mark on it, or like I said, a different lightning bolt or a different butterfly or whatever. So kill that stuff, and I can't believe that Bape is actually getting the brunt of it now. That just blew my mind. The fact that Nike has actually started a lawsuit against Bape. It is what it is. You can't go against the big dogs. All right, so that'll do it for my top 10 2023 wish list. I appreciate you guys sticking around. And of course, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Tell me in the comments below which one of these top 10s that you agree with. Do you want the Puma RSX3 to come back? Do you want more remakes? Are you okay with Savage? Do you like Savage? A lot of people don't like Savage. Obviously, I love Savage. I already said that a million times, but definitely tell me what you like about it. And of course, you already know I'm going to leave you with these words. If you're like me, you may love a lot of things, but none of it matters unless you truly love yourself. And of course, as always, smell great, have fun, and stay fly. My name is Jason. I definitely appreciate you guys sticking around. I'm out.